Hi, this is Marcel of Marcel On Tech, and today is my full review of what is probably the best tablet in the world right now, and I have been loving it. I am, of course, talking about the Samsung Tab S9 Ultra. This device is an absolute beast, and should you consider buying it at the hefty price range of anywhere upwards of 1,300 euros, well, let me tell you if I can try and answer that for you, okay? Let's get into it. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to talk to you about the practical use of a tablet like this. There are loads of videos on YouTube at the moment talking about a lot of the technical specs. All of that information is available, but I want to talk to you about what are the good, the bad, and the ugly things about this device. And so that way you can make an informed decision as a consumer, as a user, as somebody who's probably not going to be perhaps the most technically minded, but what you're actually going to use it for, which is the type of things that I've been using it for, okay? So what I do want to talk about is the good. And of course, what we're going to talk about is, without a shadow of a doubt, is that panel. This screen is the most redeeming feature of this device. Aside from the fact that how skinny this is, this panel, which is what they call a 2x AMOLED screen, 2 times just means it's twice as good, but it is absolutely brilliant. You will love the facial recognition which it has. You will love the fingerprint unlock. I have done an unboxing and a brief discussion about all of these things already, but basically you've got a fingerprint reader on the front there where you can unlock the device very quickly, and you're straight into your front screen there, which is absolutely brilliant. And it works every single time really nicely. They've got fingerprint readers down now. They know how to do them. But even the facial recognition from the dual cameras at the top there is really good. Now, what I did want to do is I'm going to record video from the top there so you can see what that looks like. So this is the front-facing camera using the portrait mode that is built into the S9 Ultra as well. Actually, it's managing to do this rather well because it does have the dual lenses at the front there. And I quite like, actually, this is a much more practical way of filming yourself should you need to. And I do feel that it is quite good. Again, I haven't added any audio, so you tell me what the audio pickup is like and if it equals my separate microphone. I'm just recording from the rear camera here on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra. I'm also using the microphone on board here. I haven't added a mic for sound quality, so you judge for yourself how good this is in terms of video quality, sound quality as well. I do really like it, but should you need to record something in your home, this should be more than adequate to do so. The next thing I wanted to talk about was quite literally how thin these bezels are. Can you even see them? Can you even see how thin these black lines that border around? And what that means is that you've basically got a really immersive screen experience. When you're looking at media, you're watching a movie, you're watching YouTube, you're playing a game. The games on this are just brilliant because it's basically blown up, but it's in your hand. So it's a laptop screen, but in your hands, and extremely responsive, relatively light in 2 hands. One hand is a challenge. You're definitely going to get tired from here, from holding the weight of this essentially slab of glass and metal, but it is an absolute pleasure to use. Of course, if you've got a protector or a screen or a case to put it in, which I would highly recommend for transporting, etc., then definitely do that. But the screen itself and the ergonomics of this device are really good. What I did have to get used to was the power button being so close to the volume rocker. I found myself trying to turn the volume up and ended up switching off the screen multiple times. That was quite annoying, but it's just a muscle memory thing that you get used to it. So the good is operating system. One UI 5 is brilliant. It is fantastic in terms of ease of use. You've got a pen that allows for additional functionality here, which is a whole nother video. If you're interested in that, put a comment below. I'd be happy to do it. but it is a massive, massive topic. Have I used this pen very much? No. In fairness, I really haven't. It's been, maybe I've got it out 4 or 5 times. For video editing, it is quite useful, I have to say, but not absolutely essential because the screen is so huge. I can get away with not actually using it because there's so much real estate for me to use my finger on. But for coloring in, my kids love it. They love doing the pen up. There are some pre-built-in apps as well, some of them subscription-based, which allow you to do really fine work. So if you are an artist, if you enjoy art, but you want to do it in a digital way, this is going to be your absolute go-to device. It's really, really good. And I would argue that it is better than the Apple because it comes in the box, first of all. And secondly, the touch sensitivity and the functionality of this pen is brilliant. It's not just in art cases. You can use it as a remote as well to do certain activities like taking photos or scrolling around the page as well. So it really is very, very good. The other good thing is that if you do get a case, and this is a Samsung case with, of course, the keyboard included as well, then the functionality literally elevates it into becoming a full-on laptop. You've got DeX in the background, which I've covered before, which is an entire operating system separate from the Android operating system that just allows you to use it very similarly to a laptop. And it basically allows you to add to what is already a fantastic device into something that is very, very versatile and basically replace to your laptop. Now, for the price of $1,300, that's what you'd expect it to do. But we're now seeing prices for items that are not necessarily fully delivering on all the things that it does. Kind of shout out to one particular company there. But Samsung always love to deliver and even slightly over-deliver as well, which is definitely what they do here is about this. Battery life has been very good. I actually have only charged it twice in the 2 weeks that I've had it, which is absolutely fantastic. Let's talk about the bad. Now, the bad things on this, it's hard to actually find the bad things on this. The bad things are quite practically the size. This is a massive tablet, okay? Which means that tablets are designed for versatility, meaning you can move around with them, they fit into your bag easily, you can view them wherever you want to. This is something where you have to kind of plan it a little bit. So it's somewhere in between a tablet and a laptop. It's lighter than a laptop, it's transportable, but because it's absolutely massive, if you haven't got an appropriate bag, it's never going to fit into a lady's handbag, other than obviously a big beach bag or something like that. It does work. I use a backpack, and it works very, very nicely slid into the back of that because I carry my laptop or I can carry something like this. But practically, you can't use it in one hand. It's not very, very easy to use, shall we say, such as an iPad or the iPad sizes like that. So in terms of size, for practical reasons, or if you have smaller hands, this will be quite unwieldy and difficult to use. But if you've got a case or you rest it on something, then it is an absolute pleasure. So there's a very minor payoff there that you have to go for in terms of the bad ideas about it. So the other bad sides of this, unfortunately, is that it doesn't obviously have a headphone jack, so you won't find that on this device. For me, it doesn't make a difference. I'm very happy to connect Bluetooth earbuds if I can. There's no optical zooming on this, but again, you're not going to use it an awful lot. As I've already demonstrated in terms of the camera, it's pretty good. It's very good for video, conference calls, video calls, etc. But you're not likely to go out and start filming this in the street or when you're on holiday, etc. Although the quality is pretty high and way up there, it definitely isn't something that you're going to do on a regular basis. It doesn't have wireless charging. Now, wireless charging, admittedly, you're probably not likely to plop this onto a wireless charger, although I do have mine always on my desk, and it might be convenient to have it stuck there. It's not something that I feel that it really absolutely needs. Now, of course, it does have a SIM tray here as well, so you can only put one SIM, but one SIM is usually enough. And finally, the only other thing that I can think of that would be a negative is that it has no NFC. So obviously you can't do any near field communication like payments, etc. But to be honest, again, you're not going to whip this out to go and make a payment in a shop, are you? So let's talk about the most unfortunate feature of this device. So in finale of the ugly, we've gone through the good, the bad, and the ugly. The ugliest thing about this device is the price. That's all I can say. You're never going to be disappointed if you can afford or if you get this device. You're very, very hard pressed. The hardest part is actually getting it, because that is the ugliest part of this device, which is that it is going to be 1,300 euros or above if you go for a larger base storage model. So this is an amazing device. I absolutely love it. It is excellent. It would replace my laptop easily. It's not a problem. I can do video editing on here. I can do photo editing. I can record videos. I can take calls. I can use WhatsApp really easily. I love One UI. Integrates really, really well with my watch and my earbuds, etc. So you cannot do much worse. And I would say that this is absolutely a competitor for the iPad and the iPad Pros in terms of power, capabilities, versatility. And in my mind, this offers more than any iPad at this moment in time. So you really, really would benefit very, very well, even if you have some Apple products, because cross-compatibility on 90% of things works really, really well through here. Anyway, there's always some way of converting some things across. So I hope you got some value from that. I will put some links in the description below. Of course, if you do buy your tablet S9 from me or via the link below, that will help out the channel massively. And don't forget to subscribe and put your comments below if you've got any questions about some of the things I've said or anything in particular you want to understand better. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye for now.